Hello everyone and welcome back to another Poppy Builds video. Yay! Today we are in Windenberg on the little island and I am building a 3-bedroom with beautiful brown vibes to it. It is going to be a house for 3 people. It's like they rent the house together, so they're roommates. It's a roommate house, but easily could be for a family, siblings, whatever you want. And I, like a lot of my builds, absolutely am in love with what I created, and so I do hope that you enjoy it. With this build, I also just created something. I just played with different shapes and sizes in this build, and I think it came out and turned into something really beautiful, and I do hope you enjoy this build and enjoy this video today. Don't forget, if you like what you see, that you can always subscribe, and you can find all of my builds on the Sims gallery underneath Poppy Builds, which is the same name and spelling as my channel name here on the YouTube. So please enjoy. What I tried to do with this house is I tried to make it look really fancy and just like architecturally brilliant is the design behind this build. I wanted it to fit really well in Windenberg and still retain some type of like authority, like, because sometimes you will look at a specific house and you're like, wow, the people that live in that house, they're cool, or like I would be scared to be friends with them because they live in that house type of thing, because you're just like so in awe of how amazing their house looks. So that is the concept behind this build. And initially when I was designing it, I have a series on my channel called, well, I don't think I have any videos up, but I've created a few, and they are for like color builds. Loads of people do color builds, and initially this was going to be for brown, so it does have a lot of brown tones with it, but I just didn't go brown on brown on brown on brown like you do with a color build, so I couldn't put it in there because it didn't feel right to me. But that was initially how it started, and so instead of the exterior having a lot of play with different types of colors and textures and stuff, which again looks really beautiful, and I'm always in awe of houses that have that, I stuck with just brown on the exterior, and I think it looks gorgeous. And again, this house, it feels like this would be a house someone would actually build to like sell, and I was very proud of myself for it. And some of the shapes do change as it goes along. I do extend a few of the pieces just because I wanted some of the rooms to be a little bit bigger. But this is my like little favorite piece that I did, which was add this like vertical what would you call it? Like vertical fencing, but it could also be, yeah, vertical fencing. I added that on the side, and I think it created some nice depth, different textures and different layout, and I don't know, just pleased, everybody. I am just pleased. But I think adding that really again helped with the like, ooh, fancy people live here, or ooh, no, yeah, fancy people live here, or ooh, I don't know, I just as you can tell, I'm quite giddy. I really like how I designed this, and I've got a little smile on my face right now, because you know, you've just got to enjoy life, be proud of the things you do and make, and I'm proud of this gorgeous thing I made today, or a few days ago. I'm recording it now, but I did make it myself, so yay. And so then I decided adding and expanding the vertical fencing was a good idea, because I thought it would create a little bit of nice sunshade, and it suited the space. I could not get a nice staircase though that I really liked. There wasn't anything that like super jumped out at me, so I just I just kept it, and that is that. And then the whole entire interior of this changes a little bit more when I realize how I wanted it to be laid out. So it is going to be a 3-bedroom, again, house with a beautiful upstairs space. So the 3 bedrooms are actually going to be on the bottom floor, and then the top is going to be like a little chill space for them to hang out. I am pretty certain. Yes, that is what I do. Yes, I'm pretty certain I still changed the layout. And as you can tell, I'm sticking kind of right now with the brown, but also the brown, they just suited it. The doors just looked really beautiful with the brown, but I am also pretty certain I did change it because, again, I did this while going oil. Why don't the windows just have swatches that match the doors? Rude. It's just rude, okay? Don't like it one bit. So I was very upset about that, and I wish it could have just matched, but I'm pretty certain I did not keep the door, which really does make me sad. So here, again, I did a lot of changing from the layout, which is quite nice, and is how I decided to go from smaller, like, awkward shape. And I think the layout of this actually, even though it looks boxy now, it worked really, really well, and I was genuinely not mentally prepared for that. And so, yay, I was just not prepared. But it turned out very well. And as we can tell, I'm trying to find a brown color that matches the windows on the doors. I couldn't. It's devastated. So what I did instead was just, do brown on white, because white is neutral, you can match it with anything, and then I am pretty certain I still changed them. I just can't remember. So as you can see, I really played a lot in this build with just different layouts, designs, and textures. Apparently with like how the windows came to be too, because they're all very differently styled, and that is fun. But because like none of the swatches really match, it didn't work. It's just, I wish I could have had brown windows like that matched that door. That looks so nice. And then I hated what I did then, so I changed it. No surprise there. So the upper bit is going to actually be the living room area instead of the base floor. I didn't really know what to do with the windows on the top floor, but I think they came out just right. They came out just right. And of course, like, I had to use some nice fancy flooring, and then we used some beautiful tile for the kitchen. And then I decided if there's going to be 3 Sims, I wanted another little half bath on the second floor, which I think suited the whole entire design. Do you guys ever like get a cut on like the tip of your nose, like just almost the inside, and every time you accidentally touch it, it makes you sneeze uncontrollably? That is my life, so I really would like to know below, does this happen to anyone else? Because it happens to me especially springtime. I haven't been allowed to open my windows for a while, and I want to so badly, but my white car is now yellow because of the pollen, so I will have to wait. But every time I touch my nose, it tickles it and it makes me want to sneeze. Ah! Gosh, I hate getting cuts in my nose. Here's the whole story of that. Going back to the build, I went with white doors, just kept it simple with a nice little statement wall for the bathroom, which I think suited build. I wanted the bottom to have a tub shower combo and just be very simple in general. Again, almost identical to every single build I ever do in every single bathroom, so you are welcome for that. They look gorgeous as usual. But again, I do wish everything just had more swatches. I wish this shower had so many more swatches for the curtains, because then that would be really, really fun. Because some are a bit too eccentric, and that's coming from me. I love putting color in any build, as I do a brown and like whitish build. LOL. I love putting color in builds, but the shower curtains, there's just there's not many, so I wish there was a lot more variety. But in the bathrooms, I just kept them very, very simple, minimalistic, and went with a nice standard white aesthetic in them, which I think looks fine. Bathrooms, not super exciting. Now this kitchen, when we finish this build, this kitchen is my favorite part of the whole entire place. I love how it turns out. I love how it looks. I love the colors. I looked at the kitchen and I said, yes, that is a nice aesthetic. And so that's how I feel about the kitchen, and I think it looks just beautiful. I'm also not like 100% certain if it is actually functional with how close I put the island to the oven, but I think so. So there is that. But I think it does work. And it just looks so beautiful. I'm in love, everybody. In love. It just looks like such a nice kitchen, like a show kitchen. The colors, I don't really build with these countertops a lot because they're a little bit more fancy than what I typically have in my builds, or just not something I gravitate towards, and I'm questioning myself very much right now as to why do I not use these more often. So hopefully in future builds you will see me incorporating these a lot more often, because they are just gorgeous and they suit this build so well, because it's just like, this is the house you would visit and be like, I'm very jealous right now. So they're very lucky, these roommates, to be renting it together. And I decided to add their diplomas to the top, so all three of them have graduated college. Maybe that's where they met and they decided to be roommates like throughout life, post-graduation. So yeah, throughout life. I don't know why I phrased it like that. They decided to be roommates post-graduation and maybe work in similar fields now. This is going to be the first bedroom. All of the bedrooms again have like a nice brown vibe to it, because this was initially my brown build, and then when I said it's not going to be a brown only build, I just kept with what I wanted to do, and that was remain doing brown like build. It could be a brown like build, but that sounds not fantastic, so we're going to brown based build. That also doesn't sound great. Brown-esque? I don't know. It's got a lot of brown tones, everybody. And white tones. Anything goes with white, so it's a neutral color. Because it's the absence of color. Oh my gosh. Remember learning that as a kid and people being like, no, what's your favorite color? And some people go white and be like, that's not a color. Or they go black, that's not a color. Okay. Anyone? That was my childhood. Also, but like only like 4 kids didn't like green or blue when I was a kid, so I need to stop thinking about the colors. But anyway, so brown plus white-esque build. It's initially been a lot of brown, and I really love the whole entire thing. As again, I told you, this whole build makes me very happy. I was thinking about it last night, and I do think if I ever owned a house, it would have so many gorgeous wood tones in it, and brown is obviously the color of most wood. Could be, or like, what's that color? Oak. Like, what's the, like, sandalwood? But that's still like a very, 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 very light shade of brown, maybe? I don't know. I'm rambling. But I would have a house with a lot of brown wood tones. And I think this would very much be suited to how I would like my house maybe look like a little bit, except my kitchen would be a lot. I would have like a farmhouse kitchen in the color of the cabinets. I would love to have like blue, yellow, purple, dark green cabinets. This would look beautiful. So here is the second bedroom. I like that for the 2 bedrooms I decided to add bay windows in for all the 3 bedrooms I added bay windows in them because I think it gave them a little bit more space. And again, just made the house look like super fancy. Like, they have bay windows. Those are fancy. I want a bay window because it looks so beautiful. And I think for my color builds, I will eventually do a true brown build, and I'll do like light brown and then dark brown, because medium brown is kind of hard to differentiate what you say medium is. But that will be my goal. This is an almost brown build. It is just so beautiful, guys. Just in case you didn't know that I liked it. Just in case. So this room has more light-based wood colors, but still with like nice little more dark pops of brown, which I think suits the space very, very well. So I think maybe this isn't like a brown vibe, maybe it's more of a wood vibe, as I put a brown lamp in. I don't know, what do you guys think? Brown vibe or brown wood vibe? I say brown-esque. It's a brown-esque vibe. So she gets a nice little computer in her space, so she is lucky. Her room is definitely a bit bigger than the other 2 rooms. As you can tell, she got a desk in her space. And I wanted her to have just a plant here and there because she gets nice light maybe in that space, or just again just to brighten it up, make it look nice and happy. I would have a lot of plants in wherever I lived. I think a lot of people would, and it's a trend I'm very, very happy about. Oh, fun fact, I just bought plants for my balcony. I don't get natural light, but they are thriving, except for the basil that is dying. But it also died at my old place, so maybe that's just like the one plant I'm really bad at growing. I don't know. But they're like tomato plants, so if you put, honestly, I've come to the conclusion that if you live in America, as long as deer and squirrels don't eat them, your tomatoes will thrive. Last year I grew 9 pounds of tomatoes in my backyard. 9 pounds. Let me reiterate how many pounds that is. It is 9 pounds. That's like it is just so much tomatoes is where I'm going with this. We had tomatoes, like 4 bowls of tomatoes at my place for like 6 months straight. I ate, I would say, like 10 to 15 tomatoes a week, like big Roma tomatoes, and I loved it. But I only bought 2 for my new place because it's just me, it's not my whole family. And it was like an experiment to see whether or not they would grow without a lot of light, because they are 6+ hour sun plants. They do so far, so I'm very interested to see whether they germinate flowers and actually grow plants, or if they're just like their leaves are growing just to grow taller and get more light and more nutrients. Sometimes even if your plant grows, it doesn't always flower if it has poor nutrients, poor light, etc., etc. So we will see where it goes, but I am very proud of that. So wish me luck, and let's hope that I have a beautiful bounty this year of 1 to 2 pounds of tomatoes. I would cry. I would be so happy. This room also has a lot of nice light wood to it. And also we're just really going with a lot of flowers in this whole entire build, like plants, and it suits it so well. I think it looks beautiful. So this room also has a few nice little plants on their bay window, and it's just a little bit more neutral than the other 2. They're all just very neutral, brown, white, beautiful. I quite like it. So the top here is going to be a bar. I wanted a bar that matched the bottom, and I think this is the one that matches the closest, even though the like gold foot pedal area is not necessarily what matches, but I think it matches with the top at least, so that does look quite nice. So there's a nice little space for a bar, which I think suits that little corner quite well. And this up here is going to be the living room, where they can hang out and watch TV together. Earthy. Maybe the build has earthy vibes, which is like brown, green, white. Yes. That is a better description. Not brown-esque. This building has earthy vibes. With like soil, because that's brown. LOL, I'm terrible. Earthy vibes it is. Thank you for letting me ramble on about the vibe of this place. I think earthy suits it very, very well. And I'm happy and very content with the colors of this build. Out here I wanted to have just a few more skill building items. I didn't know really how to design this little space. It's a little bit awkward for me. I wasn't confident on how I wanted it to look, and is why my best bet in my opinion was just adding a chess table, and I also added an easel, especially because it doesn't rain, so your Sims can play out there and not get electrocuted because it's under the roof, the glass roof, the sunroof. So I think that looks nice and safe and would be fun to use. Oh, you know what would look really nice out there? Instead of where the couch is, a fireplace. That would look really nice. Because then you can play chess out there when it's warm too. Like when it's cold and you just have the fire on. Great idea, great idea. They have a nice beautiful pool. It's a little bit skinny, but not too skinny. This would be a great house to live in. And a great location because it's right next to the lake. Is Windenberg like in a bay? Is it a bay? Is it a lake? Is it the ocean? Where is it? I'm gonna say it's a bay. Like San Francisco Bay maybe. Or like the harbor. Yeah. Sure. I think it's a bay. It could be a bay. And also their dining table won't get super wet either, and so I add a rug underneath it, and I think that adds just a bit of layering, breaks up the space a little bit, and it does look very nice. And I don't tend to put a lot of rugs outside, but again, like the cabinets in the kitchen, I think I should start doing it because it makes the space look very nice. And then where all of the vertical vertical fencing is. Vertical housing, that's just a building with more than one floor. Oh my goodness. Where all of the vertical fencing is where the garden is. So I do think this is, Earthy Vibes does suit this very well. I also added bikes for all three of them. And like a little bike station. I moved them about a little bit later. But I added 3 bikes for all 3 of them. So they have bikes to get around their island. Like how do the Sims, there must be a boat to get them off the island onto the mainland. You know what, I can't remember if I only had 1 bike or 3 bikes. I know there's 1 bike at least, so I hope I had 2 more bikes. Maybe there is only 1. And I, for the life of me, cannot find a single tree that matches the Windenberg landscape. I can't find them in debug, I can't find them in the main purchase place. If anybody can help me with that, also let me know. But gosh, it is so frustrating. I wish the trees would match, but I can't find most of them. So that is quite frustrating. So the landscaping is a little bit different from the land, which I think is fine in this case. Their house is very beautiful and would have maybe bulldozed all of the natural land when they built this place. Some nice beautiful rocks. I know, gorgeous, so exciting. I just think created a bit more of a nice space and look very good. So maybe this is like the corner of the natural landscape building back. Who knows? They kept that one tree that maybe doesn't really match, but we can pretend. Because I can't find the other ones. That is the design. Okay, so after the terrain paint, we can go and explore this beautiful house. Okay, let us go. So welcome to this 3-bedroom earthy build in Windenberg for 3 roommates. So this is the entryway, which I did forget to film to build. Nice and simple, another little place they can chill and chat, and just a great space. to welcome them into their home. This is the first bedroom. It's definitely, I think, the smallest bedroom, but still gorgeous nonetheless. And they have a great view. In we go into the second bedroom. They also have a great view. Beautiful, nice light wood tones in here. They'd get a lot of beautiful light, it seems. So the bedrooms do kind of match. So these definitely have similar stylistic personalities, these threesomes. And then this is the third bedroom. I kind of like the skinny hallway. And then you are exposed to this massive, beautiful bedroom. So you can tell that this sim has like a style that likes more vintage paintings and art. This is a bathroom. Yay! Average. And then this is the beautiful, beautiful kitchen. I am in love with it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Up the stairs we go, and then this is our nice living room with another half bath up here. Yay, half bath, beautiful. And then out we go, a nice little balcony. And then this is our beautiful outdoor area. Nice and simple, but I think when all of the plants are there, it is going to look absolutely gorgeous. And that is the whole entire build. I think the colors look beautiful together. I like how they match, and this whole entire space just in general makes me really, really happy. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all soon. Bye!